welcome to this YouTube video about creating a space colony using the Space Freighter. A space freighter is a spacecraft designed to transport goods and supplies from one location to another, usually from a planet or other celestial body to a space station or other space-based facility. Space freighters are typically larger and more heavily built than other spacecraft, with a focus on cargo capacity and durability. Space freighters could play a crucial role in supporting space exploration and operations by providing the materials and resources needed to sustain human life and conduct scientific research in space. The Boeing Space Freighter was a concept that was developed in the 1970s during the golden age of space exploration. This hardware was designed as a two-stage winged vehicle that could carry both humans and cargo into space. It was supposed to be reusable, with the ability to carry up to 420 tons of payload. Nice! The space freighter would have taken off with the help of liquid oxygen and methane engines, and then used liquid oxygen and hydrogen engines to reach space. Unfortunately, the Boeing Space Freighter was never actually built and has been relegated to the history books and alternative realities. It's a really cool concept, and it's a shame that it never came to fruition. Space colonization has long been a dream for humanity, and it has the potential to bring numerous benefits, including providing a backup plan for the survival of our species, increasing our understanding of the universe, and expanding our economic and technological capabilities. One of the challenges of building a space colony is figuring out how to create a livable environment for humans to thrive in. In space, there is no gravity, which means that people and objects would float around unless anchored to something. This lack of gravity can cause a variety of health problems, such as muscle and bone loss, and it can also make it difficult to perform everyday tasks. One potential solution to this problem is to use the space freighter, a spacecraft designed to transport large payloads into orbit. The space freighter could be used to build and supply a space colony with everything it needs to sustain human life, including habitats, food, water, and oxygen. In this video, we will take a closer look at the space freighter and how it could be used to create a space colony. We will discuss how to create artificial gravity in a space colony, and we will also examine the economic costs of such a venture. Creating artificial gravity. Living in a microgravity environment can be challenging for humans. One way to mitigate the effects of microgravity to create artificial gravity in a space colony. Artificial gravity can be created in a spacecraft or colony by using various methods, such as spinning the entire spacecraft or using a gravity wheel. It is even possible that we could incorporate artificial gravity into a vehicle directly. There are several ways to do this. One method is to spin the entire vehicle like a top, which would create a centrifugal force that would push the colonist towards the outer walls. The speed of the spin would need to be carefully calibrated to create the equivalent of Earth's gravity, which is about 8 meters per second squared. Another method is to use a device called a gravity wheel or rotating habitat. This would be a large, cylinder-shaped structure that would spin on its axis, with the colonist living and working on the inner surface. The gravity wheel would need to be very large in order to create a comfortable living environment, which would increase the cost and complexity of the project. There are also proposals to create artificial gravity using a combination of methods, such as spinning a colony while also using a gravity wheel. Each of these methods has its own pros and cons. Spinning the entire colony would be relatively simple and cheap, but it could cause problems with the orientation of the habitats and the distribution of resources. A gravity wheel would be more expensive and complex, but it would allow the colonists to live in a more normal environment. Economic costs. Building and launching a space colony using the space freighter would be a major undertaking, and it would require significant investment of time and money. According to estimates by NASA, other space agencies. The cost of launching a single space freighter mission is about $500 million. This does not include the cost of building and testing the spacecraft or the cost of developing and launching the payload. The ongoing expenses for maintaining and operating a space colony would also be significant. The colonists would need to be supplied with food, water, and oxygen, as well as other necessities such as clothing, medicine, and equipment. They would also need to be paid salaries, which would need to be competitive with what they could earn on Earth. There are a few potential sources of income for a space colony. Tourists and scientists might be willing to pay for the opportunity to visit and study the colony, and the colonists could potentially engage in scientific research or resource mining to generate revenue. However, it is difficult to predict exactly how much a space colony would cost or how much it would earn. There are many variables to consider, such as the size and complexity of the colony, the number of colonists, and the cost of launching and maintaining the spacecraft. It is also important to compare the costs of a space colony with those of other space projects and terrestrial ventures. For example, the International Space Station has an estimated lifetime cost of about $150 billion, which is a significant investment but still less than the cost of many terrestrial infrastructure projects. In conclusion, building a space colony using the space freighter would be a complex and expensive undertaking, but it could also bring numerous benefits and opportunities for humanity. Further research and exploration of the topic is needed to fully understand the costs and benefits of such a venture. Conclusion: thank you for watching this video about creating a space colony using the space freighter. We hope you found it informative and thought-provoking. To summarize, the space freighter could be used to build and supply a space colony with everything it needs to sustain human life, including habitats, food, water, and oxygen. There are several ways to create artificial gravity in a space colony, each with its own pros and cons. The economic cost of building and operating a space colony would be significant, but there are also potential sources of income, such as tourism and scientific research. We encourage you to continue learning about space colonization and to think about the potential benefits and drawbacks of such a venture. Thank you for watching, and we hope you will join us for more information.